Hi guys, welcome back to Prospect Channel TV. Thank you for always stopping by. If you're just joining us for the first time, please kindly subscribe to this channel and don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Abeg. Waiting you are about to watch could shock you. What is actually going on in Finland? The Finland government versus Simon Ekpa and Nigerian government. Okay guys, let's go there. I will be right back. Thank you.
In this video, we shall be discussing latest news and updates coming out from the country of Finland regarding Mr. Simon, a man held in his correctional center. As we speak, the federal government of Nigeria has sent individuals and reps into the country of Finland to do or to execute a particular task. And at the same time, Simon has done something that would change the trajectory of his legal battle in that particular country. So the question here is, why did the federal government of Nigeria send delegates into the country of Finland? Well, in this video, we shall be discussing, disclosing, and analyzing every single thing that has happened behind the scenes so you can see and understand things for yourself. Well, it all kicked off on the 15th of May of this said month when the National Bureau of Investigation, the department handling Mr. Simon's case, came out to give us a briefing and a press release regarding his case. In that press release, they were asking the federal government of Nigeria to send individuals to help them or to help supplement their investigations and trial. And as we speak, the federal government of Nigeria has sent its first batch of individuals to that country. So the question here is, who are these individuals? So showing right now on your screen is a quick description coming from Yale, which happens to be one of the biggest media houses domiciled in Finland, where it states that the Nigerian federal government has sent investigators into their country to help with the Finnish police in running its investigations and trials. Who are these investigators coming from the Nigerian federal government? Well, when you take a look at a news published on This Day newspaper on the 17th of May of this said year, we notice that the DSS are the individuals or the investigators that has arrived or were sent by the federal government of Nigeria into Finland so as to aid its investigation. Yes, so the DSS are currently in Finland, and that is not even all. A different department or a different group of individuals in the country also traveled alongside with the Nigerian DSS. Who are these individuals? Well, take a look at this publication showing right now on your screen coming from Sahara Reporters, where it states, Enugu government hails Simon's arrest in Finland, offers to provide proof of atrocities to speed up trial. Interestingly, these individuals, the Enugu state government has sent individuals and reps together with the Nigerian DSS, and have landed in Finland to proceed with his trial and possibly stand as testifiers in the courts of law. So, with all of that being said, what is Simon, together with his legal counsel team, his lawyer, and the person of Carl Gumerus doing at this particular point in time? Well, there's a problem in the Simon's camp. Yes, there's a big problem happening right now in Simon's legal team or the legal counsel team. Yes, so the question here is, what is currently happening in Simon's camp? But then we'll come back to that particular briefing in a second. While making this video, we stumbled on a particular news briefing coming from the country of the USA that will send a lot of shockwaves into the hearts and minds of many individuals and supporters of the ex-president of the USA, the person of Joe Biden. So the question here is, what has happened in the USA and why will it send fears and shivers into the hearts and spines of many individuals? Well, take a look at this publication coming from Yale, where it states that Joe Biden suffers from prostate cancer. It also went a step further to claim that the former president of the USA has been diagnosed with an aggressive form of cancer. And according to the statements from the office, Biden has been diagnosed with an aggressive form of prostate cancer that has metastasized to his bones. Yes, so as you can see, the ex-president of the USA is currently ill and he has prostate cancer which has affected his bones. Showing right now on your screen gives us more clarity about the current situation of Joe Biden, which claims that his current illness has affected his bones, and as we speak, he's feeling severe pains in his bones and all over his body. Well, this is a very sad news coming from the USA. Yes, but then when we saw this particular news coming from the USA, things began to click in our heads, because around July 21st of July of last year, Joe Biden, when he was still the president of the USA, told the whole wide world that he has dropped out from the 2024 presidential race. Yes, he did not state why, he did not give reasons or try to give more clarity. He just said, I don't want to continue with the presidential race, I want to drop off and allow somebody else take up this mantle. So as you can see, it feels like Joe Biden knew that he was sick and he wasn't fit and proper to lead a country as powerful as the USA, and that is why he had to step down. This is something a leader that has the interest of his citizens would definitely do. But in Nigeria, the reverse is the case. A president in Nigeria would prefer to use taxpayers' money to travel to foreign lands for medical treatment than stepping down. Take, for instance, the case of the former president of Nigeria, the president of Buhari. This guy spent a total of 225 days on medical trips alone. He spent an average of 1.1 billion naira to 5.4 billion naira for his medical cares and other expenses. Yes, so this man spent around 5.4 billion naira for his medical cares, and that 5.4 billion naira is enough to build a series of medical centers in Nigeria. He can build up to 5 standard medical facilities in Nigeria, but he chose to travel abroad and seek medical care instead of building one proper and standard, a first-grade medical center in Nigeria. This is a shame. It's a shame to the whole country of Nigeria. It's a shame to our leaders, the president and other governors in the country. This is a big, big shame. It's so sad to see that other countries of the world are developing real quick, but Nigeria, we are retrogressing with the speed of light. Take, for instance, France. France came out to say that by 2040, the country will have robots in their army. Yes, as we speak, the country of France are currently building robots that by 2040 will be ready to join their army. This is a fantastic news and a very, very futuristic news. Yes, countries of the world are already planning for 2050, planning for 2040, as the case may be. But in Nigeria, our president is very, very concerned about the 2027 presidential elections. Whatever happens afterwards doesn't concern me. Nobody's planning for the future. But countries of the world, the Western world, are actually planning for a better country. Yes, these guys are very futuristic in nature. They're planning for 2050, 2040, 2070, as the case may be. But in Nigeria and Africa, we're only concerned about the next elections. Showing right now on your screen is how these robots in the French army would look like. These guys will be able to wield ammunition. They'll be programmed to be able to detect enemies and fire when needed. They'll be programmed to also know who are friendly or who are there to hurt them. This is a massive one, and kudos to the country of France. Interestingly, when the country of France are building robots to help with its security problems, a governor in Nigeria came up with something to help solve their insecurity. Take a look at this publication coming from the Daily Trust. It states, and I quote, "Insecurity, Zulum declares Monday fasting and a prayer day in state." Yes, just in case you don't understand. The governor of Borno State, instead of fighting insecurity head on, is also asking the people of that state to fast on Monday, to fast and pray every single Monday, so as to help fight insecurity in that country. This is a laughable one because Nigeria, we are too religious to see the fact. Many believe in praying than taking decisive actions. Yes, and that is why just yesterday, the DSS apprehended an individual, a wanted man, a terrorist in Abuja International Airport. This man wanted to travel to Saudi Arabia for Hajj, but he was arrested by the DSS. Imagine a terrorist wanting to travel to Saudi Arabia to go and pray and come back in Nigeria and still perpetuate evil every single day in that said country. This doesn't make sense in any way, shape or form. Well, moving back to the case of Mr. Simon. Like we said previously, something is currently happening in the camp of Simon that needs urgent attention. Yes. As we speak, yesterday, a very prominent activist told the USB government that he wanted to meet with Simon to discuss issues concerning or regarding his legal battles with the Finnish government and the Nigerian federal government. He was asking the USB government to link him up with Simon so as to advise him on the individuals that should represent him in the court of law, stating categorically that Carl Gumerus, who happens to be the current lawyer of Simon, isn't fit and proper to help him in the court of law. Yes, he wanted Simon to appoint an African as probably his assistant lawyer or his first lawyer. But then as we speak, this whole thing did not sit well with Carl Gumerus. He was like, why will you guys don't trust me? I'm one of the most experienced lawyers in Finland. Yes, he was like, I've handled thousands of cases. I've handled thousands of high-profile cases. I have all the experiences in the world. Why will you tell Simon not to trust my rulings and not to trust my guidance leading to the Paijehami District Court? This whole thing did not sit well with Carl Gumerus. And as we speak, Carl told some interviewers that he's going to commit that currently is trying to understand Simon's case, and he has committed every single thing he has into this case, and is promising the USB government that he will bring him out of detention when trial kicks off in essence. And that is not even all. Carl Gumerus told the whole wide world the strategy or the formation he wants to use in defending Simon's case. Carl Gumerus claims that he wants to use a strategy known as comprehensive defense strategy to defend Simon. Well, what does this even mean? This is a very smart move actually by Carl Gumerus, because the Finnish authorities are calling on individuals and the whole society to come in and testify against Simon. So the only way to match that particular style of the Finnish government, you have to still switch over to the comprehensive defense strategy, which is simple. Showing right now on your screen is a quick description of this particular strategy, which is a comprehensive defense is an official government strategy which encompasses a whole lot of society approach to protecting the nation against potential threats. So this is simple. Carl Gumerus also wants to bring in testifiers from the society. He wants to bring in testifiers from Nigeria, from Finland, that will testify in favor of Simon. This will be done in order to match the strategy of the Finnish government. Hope you're understanding. This is a massive one. Yes, but as we speak, a lot of activists have warned Simon to go with an African. Yes, they want Simon to pair an African together with Carl Gumerus. A very strong African activist lawyer should be paired together with Carl Gumerus so as to bring in fairness and equity into the courts of law. Yes, they're saying that they don't trust Carl Gumerus to handle his case properly. They don't trust him to be able to fully understand and grasp the nature of the USB movement. They want an African to join him. Yes, and as we speak, Simon is currently trying to consider that particular assertion or that particular advice coming from a top activist domiciled on the African continent. Well, in our previous video, we showcased the fact that the current president of Finland, in the person of Alexander Stubb, is currently on the run. Yes, a lot of things has happened in Finland that we all need to see at this particular point in time. A lot of countries surrounding Finland has joined forces with the USB movement to place restrictions on Finland. So the question here is, who are these countries and who are these leaders? Well, in our previous video, we extensively explained every single thing that you need to know and understand. And if you want to watch the video and get full...
Alright guys, there is this saying, that the Biafrans always used to, say, Biafra is a spirit, you cannot fight them. So even when you fight those who are agitating for Biafra, you will find yourself in a big trouble. You understand? So now here I go drop this one for now. Please kindly drop your comments below the comment section. Share this video, make it go viral so that Biafrans, the world will understand what is happening concerning this Simon Ekpa versus Finland government and Nigeria. Thank you. Bye for now.